Now let's move to South Africa, where the three accused suspects linked to a mass shooting in Savannah Park that claimed 7 lives have been granted bail in the Pinetown Magistrate Court. Following their arrest, Njabulo Mchunu Comfort Ngubo 2022 and Nicholas Shamandla Hadebe 24 appeared in court on the 3rd of August, where the matter was adjourned for their bail application. Whilst Ngubo and Hadebe were granted 8,000 Rand bail each, Mchunu's was set at 10,000 Rand.
The three are said to have been linked to the mass shooting in Savannah Park after the thekwini mayor announced at the time that he visited the bereaved family that the three suspects allegedly tied to the shooting had been arrested. On the day of the shooting, gunmen opened fire at Siko Folosi Talk Shop in Savannah Park, killing the talk shop owner, Beku Muzi Unzube, his nephews, as well as 3 others. In granting bail, Magistrate Gwendolyn Robinson said that the accused had satisfied the court that it was in the interest of justice that they were released on bail.
I mean, it'll be interesting to find out what the provision is in South Africa, what offenses are bailable offenses, because initially there was a bit of conflict as to, or a bit of issues as to them being released on bail on the day that they appeared in court. Initially, there were issues concerning that, but just reliving the moments of what happened at that murder is quite sad. I was watching the interview by some of the family members, and one of them was saying his father was taking a walk and just decided to stop at the talk shop, and that was the last stop he made in his life. It's just very sad. South Africa has struggled with violence. I read a report by Statistics South Africa that said that they have 1 policeman to 408 people. That's really staggering figures. How do they hope to deal with the crime rates there?
Yeah, Nigeria has, pretty much same or worse. But I would also quickly mention that, I'm also, when I read a story like this, from South Africa, it might be bare minimum. But for these things, I feel a little bit of excitement because I can see that, okay, a crime has been committed. People have been arrested. They've been charged to court. Now we're having conversations about them being granted bail or not. And I see it as at least, once again, might be bare minimum, but it's at least
something is being done.
Evidence that the system is working in, to some extent. Something is being done. If they are found guilty and, they will eventually be sentenced, then we can have a totally different conversation at that time. But for now, it shows that at least something is being done. Once again, it might be bare minimum, but because of what I've been used to for so long here in Nigeria, you barely get to see things work so smoothly.
And get to the end
crime
of
is
the
committed.
matter.
Exactly. Crime is committed. You see.
In
I mean,
2
there's
weeks.
always a response. There's always expectation that the police should swing into action. Somebody should be arrested. People should be arrested or something, and then they will be charged to court. But the process here just doesn't work that way. And at some point, the victims eventually get tired of seeking justice. If you remember the Apple 6 killing, and how many years it took before somebody was at some point eventually sentenced or found guilty for the murder of those 6 people in Abuja. And that's just an example. And I'm sharing that one because of how much publicity that one got, and still it took that long. So bare minimum, but let's see where this case leads, and if somebody
Absolutely. Quick recap. It's important to note that this story is still in progress. What happened? 3 men appeared out of the bush and aimed at the talk shop and started shooting randomly at them. Unfortunately, 6 people died on the spot, and 1 person eventually died as well. And more updates will be brought to us regarding this story. But of course, our condolences to the families of the bereaved who constantly have to relive this encounter every time the news goes on, and every time they wake up knowing that they don't have these family members with them, which also leads to another conversation about alcohol. We'll have that conversation much later.